Really
Let's
long.
go.
Hail Columbia.
Hail Columbia.
Hail
I
Columbia.
wasn't that patriotic when I was there.
In
We
a
were fighting the Columbia people all the time
I
because
think
that was a period when there was a
we'll
lot of
all
action.
wait
It's
for
the
our
1930s.
favorite.
That was really,
very-
that was
I'm making
really
a
very
movie.
difficult.
I like
Very
the
difficult.
intense.
It's called
Anyway,
the Irma and Mordecai movie.
Absolutely. They always are.
Almost yelling.
it's not a great,
You know, or
great
even
love
more.
story.
More
Come on, Morty.
Come on, Columbia.
Come on.
The interesting thing is that
I want to-
do up, do up, do up.
we managed
Do
to
I, do
stay
I?
together
You know.
I say through thick and
Yeah,
thicker.
he likes
in all these years, and on every issue of significance we disagreed.
This is important.
Yeah, so it was kind of interesting.
I mean,
you know?
Morty wanted to start Indian Hill. I said, not.
That was his impetus?
He
Yeah?
says, and he said, I'll do
Anyway,
a
it's
video
nice to
about
see
it.
you.
Imagine
Really?
saying such a thing.
Really?
Sign that said in one direction, Aix-en-Provence, and the other direction, Marseille. So we wanted to go to Marseille.
Don't take
And
a
we
picture,
drove
Morty.
about 20 miles,
Hello.
and we got to Marseille. And we looked for Communist Party headquarters.
I thought you just bumped into it. When
What?
Morty tells the story. You just
Oh
happened
no,
to see
we
it.
looked for it.
You did. I have to change the
Looking
mind.
for a red flag.
And we found it. I'd forgotten how we found it. But everything was dead there. There was only one guy there, and we thought, Jesus, these people have taken over the country down here. And he said, well, no. We said, what's going on in town? And he said, well, there's a protest meeting against anti-Semitism out on the edge of town.
Morty, he tells the story differently. Isn't that funny? Morty tells it as
We thought, well,
second throat
and that, we said, that's all that's going on? And he said, yeah, it's big. So he said, all right, we'll go out there. How do you get there? So we drove out, and we drove into a big place like a high school auditorium. And up on the stage, which is a big wide stage, there was the mayor of the town, a couple of generals,
What sort
Some-
of generals? French?
yeah, French, some refugees, not refugees.
Displaced persons.
Yes.
Survivors.
And 2 or 3 Russians, and some local French dignitaries. It was a very impressive lineup. It's just the kind of thing that you would see at a meeting at home. You know, all these important big wigs there. And, you know, we nudged each other and said, you know, this is very familiar. So then they all made their speeches, and I remember the Russians sang, what's the Italian song? Mama! You know, from, it's from the,
An opera?
no, it's from
I don't know,
Cavalleria Rusticana.
on Cavalry.
And he sang that beautifully. And the other people got various kinds of addresses protesting anti-Semitism.
That's funny.
So we finally got tired of this,
The French language.
and we went back to camp. And we brought back the Jeep, and Morty went back to his tent, I went back to my tent. And somehow the boss found out about this. And they brought us in and wanted to know what kind of a meeting was this that we had attended? What kind of, what did you guys do? You know that you were illegally out. Yes, we know we were illegally out. But we came back, they didn't have any real complaint against us. We took the vehicles for a little while. And would you believe that they never trusted me for the whole rest of the
We
war?
followed them around from the rest
Because,
of
Did you tell him you went to a meeting against anti-Semitism?
oh yes,
the war.
That sounds good.
Morty says it was a meeting about the second front, which was about to be opened. And that's how he remembers it. He doesn't remember it as
The
anti-Semitism.
second front being,
Being where was the second front?
you're talking about,
This was the first
They're
front.
going to open it in Russia.
No, that's they were opening the second front. Was it the French opening, or was it the
no,
German?
it was well
Don't
past.
interrupt
It was well past the time when the second
Oh, I'm
front
not
was open.
I'm only telling them, darling, that your story is a little different. First place, Morty says
Well, first of all, they didn't ask us what were we doing at that meeting until we were, and a month later, when we were about to cross the Rhine, if you remember. And the town was, what was the name of the town that we were
Sargamine?
Where
Ingolfingen.
no. It was the famous,
Remagen.
no, it wasn't Remagen. It was a famous town where the
Brunhilde.
church was
Worms.
yeah, in Worms, where the
Martin Luther
Oh,
King
yeah.
challenged
Not
the Catholic.
Luther, darling.
Martin Luther
Yeah.
challenged the Catholic Church in terms of his
Thesis.
program.
Yeah.
A very famous place, wonderful city, from my point of view, because
95 theses.
it was only
Worms?
only people there
Is it worms?
from the point of view of what they were doing,
What was the second front, David? Was that Germany or was that France? The second front was going into France, wasn't it?
The second front. See, they had already attacked Italy,
Also, it was
and
So
they
we're
were waiting for the real punch.
into Germany.
D-Day
From D-
Eisenhower.
from D-Day.
That was the second front.
It was
Open up the second
Second
front
front, yeah.
against Germany.
take the pressure off Russia.
So why were you in Marseille trying to keep the
That's the way
Italians?
that's the way we came in to the
to
army.
France.
Why were you in the mountains?
Because
They had a
they,
place to
they had no place.
Marseille's
in
a big
Marseille.
place.
Oh, I know, but
There
there
wasn't a
were
lot of tourism going on there.
No, but there was a lot of people living there.
Really?
Oh, sure. They hadn't evacuated it.
I see.
You know,
But it's
they
funny,
were-
Morty
they
tells-
had.